Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to Adam's TV Podcast. I am your host, Adam Samuel. Today, we are doing something, a first on Adam's TV Podcast. We are not going to be talking about an episode of a show. I think we actually did this for our first few podcasts. We are going to be talking about reality television in general. This is something that I'm a fan of. I've watched all these shows. I've watched American Idol, The X Factor, and we're going to be talking a little bit about something that's kind of been a running topic for many people. And joining me for this discussion is my co-host, Eric. How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing good. Before we get started, actually, I did have another idea. I know this is super unprofessional right now, but we should maybe next week we can do like the best 5 performances of all the shows this year.
Maybe. It could be a fun idea.
I like that idea. Anyway, but for now, let's do the best of the worst, shall we?
All right. So here's what we're
the most overdone songs. And some of them have had good performances with them. Actually, for a lot of repeat offenders on the list is the best part.
Yes. So today what we are going to be doing is we are going to be going over some of the most overdone songs on reality singing competitions. And we each picked out, Eric and I picked out our favorite performance. And we're going to just kind of talk about them, give some performances some of them I'm sure we're going to leave out. If you're watching this and you feel that there's a song we're not mentioning that you feel deserves it, let us know in the comments. So, Eric, what did you think while you were putting together this list? What was kind of your thought process?
So, here's how I scored my entries, and here's how I picked them. If you sang the song first before it was overdone, that helped you out in the rankings. If you sang it really well, that obviously helped you out. Most importantly, the arrangement helped, because if you sang the same song in a completely different way, I give you points for that.
Yeah. One thing that for me that really stuck out while I was putting together the list is that the songs that we're going to be talking about, they aren't bad songs. They're really good songs. They're overdone for a reason. For the most part, these are songs that are overdone. And I was thinking, like, a lot of people put some pretty good and unique twists on these songs that kind of, we're kind of going to get into it a little bit later. I do just want to give a mention right now. I am only going to be mentioning the songs of performances that I watched live, with one exception, which we'll talk a little bit about later. But for me, I started watching American Idol season 9 moving forward, so I'm only going to be talking about songs from that on. There's not going to be any Adam Lambert or David Cook on my list. That's just going to be how it is.
There will definitely be one of each on mine to make up.
Yeah, there is one exception, because there is one performance that I did go back. It's from season 2. We'll be talking about a bit about it later. But for me, another thought I just want to touch on, putting together this list, it really had me going into like the annals of like the past seasons of these shows. And I just want to say there are a lot of people. We've seen a lot of people come and go, for better or worse. But, some people really like have just been forgotten. Like, I was looking over my list and I was thinking, I used to really root for this person. Like, and then I was thinking, what happened? A lot of these people just kind of,
particularly from a voice people, right? Am I right?
Yeah, particularly for the voice. A lot of these people, 2 performances I think are from my favorite season of The Voice, which was, I don't even remember what number it was, but it was the season with Tessanne Chin and Jackie Lee. Yeah. Did you watch that season?
I watched that year and the year after, the season after, and that was the only 2 I ever really watched.
Yes. And fitting of this being like the songs that were most overdone on these shows, some of these performances that I had, there had to be a winner. So is all I can really say. Like, some performances probably weren't the best, but for some you just kind of have to have one winner, right, Eric?
Yeah. For a couple of I didn't like any of performances from. There was really just 1 or 2, but
all right. So let's kind of get into this. I just want to mention that for my ranking, I picked a winner for which was the best performances, and also a few honorable mentions that I'm just going to kind of just point out, because it's a performance that did kind of stand out to me, even though there is someone that was better with it. So Eric and I, we put together a list. This list consists of 15 songs. And Eric, I'm going to throw it over to you. What is the first song we are going to be talking about?
So I could pick the order?
Sure, if you want to.
I'd like to, because I'm going to start with the easy ones. let's just get it out of the way. Let's talk about the Asteroid song first.
I feel that when people think of the most overdone songs on these shows, this is the answer. This is the answer for a lot of people. And I just want to say,
not the answer for me.
I was looking through a lot of performances of this song, and I was just coming up. This was a hard thing to pick a winner for, Eric.
It was super easy for me.
Really?
Probably the easiest one on the entire list.
All right, so the Asteroid song, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. Eric, hit me with it. Who did the best performance of this song?
David Cook, hands down.
You see, that's not fair because I didn't watch that performance, so I couldn't. Tell me about it, Eric. Tell me why it's the best.
Well, he did it before it was overdone as hell, so point one. He sang it really great, point two. He did it top 3 week on Idol, and it put him through to the finale where he won, point three. And it was just a good performance. I actually like it. He did a good enough job with it that he actually stayed on his set list for the Idol tour for the entire summer.
That's pretty crazy.
No one was mad about it because A, the song wasn't completely overdone, and B, he sang really well.
This song, I mean, I used to like it. Like before it was like performed on these shows, this was something I would listen to like all the time. This was a good song, and now it's just been so driven into the mud with these people performing it that I just, for the life of me, can't get into it, Eric.
Yep.
I guess I'm going to talk about my winner pick, which is from the first season I watched of American Idol, and this was not a case of this was the best performance of the song. This was more a case of I have to pick someone to be like the best performance. So for me, I am going to pick Aaron Kelly performing this song.
I totally forgot about him until I saw that on your list.
On season 9 of American Idol. I mean, this, like I said, this is not, this was the best performance. This was more of everything else is kind of a mess, and this is something that's serviceable.
And because you didn't see the one good performance of it, or the two.
You know, I went and rewatched this performance.
Did a good job with it too, but
I actually went back and rewatched this performance. It wasn't as bad as I like that the title of that song kind of carries. It was actually kind of okay. Like it wasn't a terrible performance. I was watching it. I was like, kind of, it's serviceable. And that's kind of, with this song, I think that's better than above average.
I would agree.
All right. You picked a song. So I guess, is it all right if I pick a song next?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go with a song that is actually a personal favorite of mine that I listen to. Even though it's been so overdone, I actually really like this song. I'm going to pick Come Together by the Beatles as my next pick of what we were going to talk about. This is a song that, you know, it's been done, but it's one of those songs that I can kind of still really enjoy for me. Like I enjoy this song. Are you a fan of the Beatles, Eric?
Yes, I'm a fan of this song. And so many people have done this one so well. Honestly, this was the hardest decision for me because I could pick like 4 people off the top of my head who could be my favorite performance of this song.
All right. So who is it? Okay.
So I'm going to give honorable mentions to Candace Glover and Ben Haynow from X Factor. I'm going to give it to Crystal, actually. Crystal Bowersox.
I'm going to disagree. I actually gave it to Candace. I think Candace kind of had a really she kind of rocked with it. Like she kind of took it into the rock song that I kind of think it needs to be, like in a more modern twist. That's kind of the switch that I would go for it. I mean, Crystal, I remember hers was the performance with the didgeridoo, right?
And that's what put her over the edge for me.
I guess I just love Candace Glover when she was doing her rocking.
Oh, I love Candace too, but Candace was. I said you could make a strong case for her. I put Crystal because it was one of Crystal's best performances. Because of the didgeridoo, because just who would think of that as an idea for this song? I just liked it. Like it was different.
Did we ever find out what the story behind the didgeridoo was? Did she talk about how that happened?
Nope. I'm sure she did, but I forgot.
I'm just trying to look to see how many other people have performed it. It's been performed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times on American Idol alone.
And at least 4 on X Factor. And then probably some more. Yeah, it's overdone as hell.
This is a very overdone song. But for me, it's still kind of I still wouldn't mind, like, if I saw it on a list, I wouldn't be terrible. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, this
Not that
again.
one. Yeah.
Do you feel that way or no?
Pretty much, I agree with that. Yeah, it's actually one of the songs that, since so many people have done so well with it, I'm not instantly scared shitless when I see someone doing it.
I actually have a whatnottosing.com. Are you familiar with this website, Eric?
I've heard of that website. Yeah.
I have it up right now, and I just want to say that on the website, the highest rated performance was Crystal Bowersox, Eric. So good job.
I guess I would.
I guess everyone agrees with you. All right, so for me, I just want to say, like, I love that song. Like, I enjoy hearing it, even if it is overdone. But Eric, let's start over to you. What's your next song that you want to talk about?
I'm kind of wanting to spread out the big debates between us. So let's do the one we actually agreed on, which is All Be.
All right, I'll be damned. It is by Edwin McCain. It's kind of a more of all these songs on the list, I think it's the most, well, actually there's one exception. It's the more modern song, kind of. It came out, like, a lot of these songs are kind of older songs. This is probably the second newest song. Am I correct?
Is it newer than Rolling in the Deep?
Third. No,
Okay.
it was before that. I remember. Okay. For me, first of all, this song, I remember this was like the song everyone was listening to when I was in, like, junior high. I remember a lot of people listening to this, and, like,
I don't remember the song at all. I've only seen the song once, honestly.
It was a lot on a lot of those, like, teen drama shows, like One Tree Hill, and those, like, really sappy shows that, like, I couldn't stand, but my sister loved them, and I would always hear the song playing. But you know, it's not a terrible song. I feel like it's not
a moment song.
It's not a moment. It doesn't have a lot that you can kind of do with. Like, if you're given the song, it's gonna kind of, you're not gonna be able to bring it more than a B plus kind of. I feel like it's just one of those songs that maybe, is it cheese? Do you think? Is it because it's just so, it has, like, some cheesy factor? But anyway, Eric, who do you think performed this song the best?
Nick Fradiani.
Me too. I agree. He just did it well. What did you think about it, Eric?
Honestly, I don't remember anyone else singing this other than Nick that I've seen. So he wins by default for me. But I do love Nick. But yeah, I don't remember anyone else singing this song.
I'm just trying to look it up to see how many times it was performed. It was performed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times.
Really?
Adriel Herrera, EJ Day, Josh Grayson, Bo Bice, Giovanni Barretto. Oh, that's a name I haven't heard in forever. Nick Fradiani and CJ Johnson. And the best performance on What Not to Sing actually is Josh Grayson, who I don't know who that is.
I've heard of him before.
I mean,
whatever.
This is another kind of case of, this song has been so overdone that it's mostly overdone not well. Nick Fradiani is another case of, he kind of turned in a more solid performance, and that's all you could really ask for with this.
Yep. Okay.
All right. So I guess it's my turn to pick a song, and you know what? Let's talk about the most newest song that's, I believe, was released this year, maybe last year, and has since been performed on every single reality singing show multiple times at this point. This is Me from The Greatest Showman. Of course, there was going to be a Greatest Showman song on our list.
I wanted to do both of them, actually, but we only picked one.
Which would have been the second one?
Never Enough, obviously.
I didn't like that song. This is
honestly, the crazy thing is, both of them, I'd give the same answer for who did them best.
Journey?
No, Scarlett Lee.
I liked when Journey did Never Enough. She did that in
Scarlett Lee did it better.
Anyway, so how does one song become so popular that everyone is doing it all of a sudden? Like this, what is it about this? Is it Simon Cowell? Is it Simon Cowell, Eric?
If you want to blame Simon, he's certainly partially responsible. But it's just the soundtrack album was #1 for a long time. It did well enough they actually did a remix album with other people covering the songs. Just, it is what it is.
You know, for me, like, I'll admit, I liked this song the first time I heard it, and it was a good song. I mean,
I still like it.
Kind of a little bit cheesy, but I feel like at this point it's like approaching meme level of overdoneness. Like everyone is doing this song, and I just kind of like go away for a little. Like let me. I don't know, Eric. I've heard this a little bit too much, and it's been 1 year, and I'm already incredibly sick of it.
Here's my thing with it, though. Nobody has done a perfect job with it so far.
Exactly. That's the point. No one's done that great with it. I mean, you would think
I think Scarlet came the closest.
Let's talk about that. So, who was your favorite number one pick? I guess you kind of spoiled it. Scarlet Lee. When I was putting together this list, I actually totally forgot Scarlett's performance, and I actually put another winner, but Scarlett is my winner, but I guess they're now my honorable mentions. The Voices of Hope Children's Choir from America's Got Talent this past season. Because I was just like, I was going through the performances. I was like, all right, this one. All right, this one's okay. Scarlett, for some reason, just totally slipped my mind. But yeah, Scarlett did the best with this song. Not her Say Me performance, though, I do want to say, when she actually performed with the votes. But that was was that the performance that put her in the bottom two?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I didn't factor that in at all because another one of mine had someone end up in the bottom two after. So,
some of these performances, they're traps. Like, I feel like America kind of agrees with some of these Overdone songs. I think this song is hopefully on its way out at this point.
Okay.
All right.
Speaking of traps, I get to pick now, right?
Yeah, go for it. Let's hear what the next song.
I Will Always Love You.
Let's talk about it because this is actually one of my mother's favorite songs of all time. It's by Whitney Houston.
I told the story 2 weeks ago. I'm last week about Noah Guthries being trapped with this song, being bussed with this song, and he's my honorable mention for it, honestly. But for the song, yeah. Because here's my thing about it. This song, if you sing it the normal way and you just copy Whitney Houston, I'm not gonna care for it. So I'm actually gonna give it to Kevin Davey White from X Factor last year, only because he changed the arrangement completely.
What did he do with it, Eric, that was different?
Exactly the same thing Noah Guthrie did with it.
That's interesting.
By himself with an electric guitar. And honestly, I don't care if Simon hated it. I liked it better than the original because the original has been so overdone.
I'm actually going to disagree with you on the winner pick. Oh, wait, was that your winner pick or was that your... I'm going to disagree. I think there's one person from season 11 who performed this.
She did a great job with it.
Really well. What? And she's going to get my pick. I'm going to pick Jessica Sanchez was my winner of this song because...
And you know what? That is totally fair.
I think she honestly...
sang the hell out of it. But she didn't do anything different with it. And so I didn't really care for it.
I feel like you can't. There are some songs that I would encourage you to be creative with, but this is not one of those songs. This is one of those songs you really can't do anything creative with it because people are so attached to the original that I feel like a change would be... You shouldn't be singing it, period. If you're singing it because you've been handed it, you got to do the original. I feel like you can't... I don't know, Eric. What do you think?
I think that you can't top the original, so change it up completely.
I think you're sleeping on Jessica's performance because
I'm not sleeping on it. It's definitely the best person who's ever sung it straight up on one of these shows.
I can see what you're going with. Well. I agree with what you're going with the creative aspect that the X Factor contestant did. I just feel like you can't deny Jessica's how great she is. All right, let's kind of touch on another song. Is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
All right, it is my turn. So I'm actually going to bring it back to a song that I actually also still enjoy, even though it is really overdone. It is "Feeling Good" by Nina Simone. This song, I'm going to look it up how many times it's been performed in a minute, but a lot of times. This is one of those songs that I feel whenever it's been performed, it's kind of been a moment, though. I feel like there's...
Nope, it has not been every single time.
Almost every time. This is kind of a song that's...
Lazaro did it.
Well, Lazaro had his best performance of his show, which isn't a isn't that
still
great.
Not a moment. Let's keep going.
But you know, what do you think about this song, Eric?
This one was close for me. I was torn between Adam Lambert and James Arthur on this one. And despite Adam landing in the bottom 2 after this performance, I don't care. I think he still had the best performance of this song because he took his time with it. The glory note was epic. He phrased it beautifully. He started out on the stairs. It was perfect.
Adam Lambert?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that performance. I started the next season. So I watch it after this, but I'm just looking. It's been performed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
That's it?
On American Idol alone.
Okay, add an X Factor, it goes up a lot.
AJ Tabaldo, Leslie Hunt, Adam Lambert, Katie Stevens, Hallie Day, Lazaro Arbos, and Adam Sanders. Adam Sanders actually with the highest percent on What Not to Sing. I'm going to, for Feeling Good, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to go back to X Factor, ironically, not this past season. I'm going to go all the way back to X Factor season, the final season. I'm going to go with Jeff Goot, a name that's probably not been spoken about on reality singing competitions in a while, but I think he performed this. It was Big Band Week, and I actually, in my opinion, this is what Dalton should have done with he should have done.
Adam is what Dalton should have done with it.
Eric, did you like this performance by Jeff Goot or no?
I liked it.
Do you remember it?
But the second you watch Adam's performance and then you watch James Arthur's performance, Jeff Goot will drop to 4th or 3rd.
Maybe, but since that's not the case, I feel like Jeff Goot is kind of a name that's just been kind of forgotten in the reality TV show competitions. He did really well this season. I mean,
he was great. He was my second favorite that year.
That was Alex Sensiaro, was it?
Yeah.
So unfair. You can't beat a Simon Group with they broke up though, right? Are they? Yeah,
they broke up, and it's ugly broke up too, which is sad.
Ugly breakup. What happened?
I don't know.
But Jeff Goot, I think we might be talking about him a little. I don't think so, actually. No, I think that's it.
I'm not.
But for me, does he at least get an honorable mention, Eric?
No, because James Arthur got the honorable mention, but Jeff Goot gets the 3rd place fourth place honorable mention ish.
I do have 2 honorable mentions for Feeling Good. I don't know if you remember this. This might be a while ago. American Idol season 14, top 24. The first performance of the season was the top 24, actually with their faces kind of hidden in like shadows, and they all were kind of. Do you remember this, Eric?
Yeah.
I love that performance. That like with Jax and Clark Beckham and everyone, and Serena Joy and Savion and Nick Fradiani, and just seeing their silhouettes and being able to. I love that performance. I could watch it over and over. Did you like it, Eric?
I liked that gimmick. I don't remember the performance.
I also do just want to give a shout out to I think the only person on my list from Britain's Got Talent, Ronan Park. I think he was a 12-year-old kid when he did this, and he kind of had one of those like maybe stage fright, like I'm a little too afraid to emote. But this was a really strong performance, and from a little kid nonetheless, Eric.
Okay. Watch Adam, and then you'll understand.
All right. So for me, final thoughts on Feeling Good. I really still love this song. I love when people sing it. Do you think it should be retired, or do you think there's still some potential here with this song?
I'm not so sure, honestly. I'm not so sure if I would occurs, I don't want to do it again. Because I think Adam and James Arthur both had such big moments with it. It's hard to think of anything else.
Even Adam Sanders recently, still. All right. Eric, it's your turn to pick. What is the next song we're going to talk about?
Let's talk about the one where we both have duets as our number one, which is "And I Am Telling You."
Yes, this song. This song has been it's been taken around the bend. It's been done quite a few times, Eric.
Okay, ready for my controversial thing?
All right, let's hear it.
I do not put Jessica Sanchez and Jennifer Holliday as number one.
Excuse me, we are going to have to interrupt this podcast. We are going to be needing to find a new co-host because Eric has lost it. Eric, who tops Jessica Sanchez?
It's honestly not. It's hard to say that they topped her, but I don't even know honestly. I just think Sam Bailey and Nicole Scherzinger from X Factor season 10. There's Nicole in particular though. He wasn't a contestant, but who cares? It was so amazing. It was probably my favorite X Factor final big ballad duet I've ever seen. I'm so undecided because Jessica and Jennifer Holliday was amazing, but I was just so distracted by Jennifer Holliday making all these faces, and she was kind of over singing it. So Jessica Sanchez sang the hell out of it, but Jennifer Holliday was like, eh. And then Sam Bailey and Nicole both did a great job, and that's what tipped it for me.
I'll be honest. I actually watched that performance of Sam Bailey and
Nicole
Scherzinger.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'm gonna have to disagree. It was good. Don't get me wrong, but Jennifer Holliday and Jessica Sanchez, that's in my opinion one of the best performances of Idol, like of the entire show. Like I would rank it in maybe the top 10 of the entire show. The passion of what. Yeah, she was making faces.
Jessica's part was her best performance of the entire time on Idol, hands down, and probably one of the best performances ever on Idol. I just couldn't get over Jennifer Holliday's faces. I'm sorry.
That for me made it. That was like I didn't think it was as faces as more as she's just so much feeling it, so much like there's so much she feels the words and she lets them like almost like a good demon, like where it's just like it just controls her to do something. I can't speak enough how much I love that performance. I think it just one of the best of the entire show. Honorable mentions. I do want to. I'm actually just looking on What Not to Sing. It's actually been performed 7 times, and 2 times that it was actually performed as a Save Me song, and both times it was performed as a Save Me song. That contestant got the save. Pretty cool.
Okay.
Also, one honorable mention. This is actually in addition to what I mentioned before about me pulling from season 9, because I've watched this once or twice on MJ's because it was posted there somehow, and I ended up watching
Gentle.
Norman Gentle.
Are you really going there?
I don't.
So for the record, podcast viewers or listeners, I did not commit blasphemy. Adam committed blasphemy.
I did not. I have no idea the story behind that. I just remember watching that performance. What the hell was going on there? Eric, did you watch that season live?
To do a joke act and failing spectacularly.
Was it a joke act? Because
of course it was.
How did he get there that far? Then how did this guy get?
Because they had a top 36 and not a top 24, and so they needed people to fill it.
I really enjoyed this. He like goes up to this sign and starts.
Okay, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too, but it's not. It's not.
I just enjoy it for the pure I don't even know what the word is, like the guts to do something so ridiculous. Okay. I don't know. I can watch that. It's weird. It's not the best song performance. In fact, it's really pretty much a mess. But I can keep watching it over and over and still.
So if the guy who used to edit Reality Check was editing this, he would put pretty much a mess in the quotes. And then he would highlight pretty much and then make that word bigger and bigger and bigger.
It's not the winner. It's just an honorable mention because I can't. I can't watch that performance without a smile on my face. And that's American Idol doesn't usually do funny acts like that, but that was just, I loved it.
Keep going, shall we?
Wait, what were people's reaction when it was actually, did you watch that live, Eric?
I remember that season. That was actually, the best part was that Adam Lambert and him were standing at the end of the results night. One of them was through and one of them was going home.
Were people a fan of him back then? What was
the worst loved him?
I would have, I usually am very staunchly to anti the joke acts, but I feel like I probably would have really rooted for this guy.
You totally would have. Okay. Anyway.
Right. Anyway, let's move on. I guess it's my turn to talk about it, right? To pick a song, right?
I think so. Yeah, it was.
So I am actually going to pick my favorite song on this list that I actually enjoy outside of these singing shows. My number one favorite song is Creep by Radiohead.
Called it.
This is a song like Feeling Good that I feel is overdone, but it's not badly overdone. Like I'm not saying like it's overdone, but every time it's done good. Like it's one of those songs that is not given to someone who can't handle it.
Really done this one terribly. You're right.
I don't think anyone's of all the songs on this list. I think "Creep" is one of the songs that consistently has performed well. Right? Do you think I'm
with you on that? Yeah.
So for me, like, even though we're putting this on this list, I wouldn't mind. Like, I love this song. Like, it just builds. Like, it's one of those songs that, like, it's like a wine. It just kind of gets better as you kind of go along with it. What do you think about this song, Eric?
Okay, so here's where you're gonna really disagree with me. You, not everyone else. I think a lot of people will probably agree with you, but who knows? So I like the song a lot, and my number one performance of it is Brian Justin Crumb.
I gave him my honorable mention. I think it was Brian Justin Crumb. I kept thinking about his name, and I kept saying Brian King Joseph because they both kind of have that, like, the three, like they say their full name, and I was like, why do I keep saying his name wrong? And then I Googled Brian King Joseph, and I wrote Creep, and I did not find anything. I'm like, I'm very confused. What was his name again? Okay. But I did rewatch his performance, and he's really good. I feel like on American Idol, he might have won, honestly.
He should have won America's Got Talent.
Who was the winner of that season? Was that Grace Darcy? Oh, that's not fair. That's like there was no beating Grace that season. She was so far.
Part because Brian is a 10 million times better singer than her.
Yes, but from like if I'm putting on like a producer hat and I'm looking at the two of them, I do maybe see some more marketability with Grace. But I'm not arguing with you. I think Brian is by far the better singer. I just think that he probably didn't win because the producers were more hoping for a Grace.
100% because the producers were pulling for Grace. He didn't win.
Yeah, I love the performance. I do want to say it's kind of weird. It's like there was a moment when I remember watching this where I was thinking like, how did someone this good get on this show? Like usually when we have our singers on the show, they're kind of like mid to like okay. They're like
he was the first.
Brian was like a
singer on Got Talent that I saw.
Him and for me like Emily West are probably
no comparison. Brian's better.
Of all of the singers, I would put them as probably some of the best singers the show has ever seen. But I just remember like, how did he get here? He was too good for the show. Is that a little crazy?
A little bit.
All right. So let me talk about my favorite performance of this song. It is by one of my the trifecta of my favorite contestants of American Idol. Obviously, it's Gina Irene, Creep, doing it top 7 week, I believe. And rewatching the show, I'm mad all over again that she didn't win, Eric. How did she not win?
Because Caleb was also a really good singer.
But Gina is one of those contestants.
We can have this debate all you want. I would have been perfectly happy with either of them.
I just feel like Gina is one of those contestants that whenever she's behind a piano, it's like something special is coming. It's kind of like when you're at a restaurant and you see like the doors to the kitchen open and you just see the waiter starting to walk. Like that is when you see Gina Irene behind a piano. Like there's that excitement of knowing that something really good is coming. And
so here's what I am going to say though. I saw both Gina and Caleb live on headlining shows. Gina's show is better.
What did she perform at the highlighting show?
She performed Creep, so she did that one. That was the only one she did from Idol.
What other ones did she do?
All the stuff from her album.
Original ones.
Yeah.
If I talk too much about this, I'm just going to start like bashing on Caleb. But, no one can touch Gina's version, in my opinion. Like Brian, he did good. But for me, Gina is just... This was actually the first time, surprisingly, that this song was even performed on Idol. And weirdly enough, it's only been performed 3 times. And 2 of those times were by Gina Irene.
But to be fair, it's also been performed a lot on X Factor and all the other shows.
I feel like it kind of had a resurgence. Like this was a song that maybe people like kind of forgot about, and then it just
I could tell you the worst performance of this song.
I could probably guess already. It's probably Thomas Stringfellow.
False.
Top. Ooh, who?
Wagner, the joke act from X Factor.
I don't know who that is.
You'll watch it. I'm gonna send you a list.
All right.
List of links to watch.
I could go on and on about this performance because, in my opinion, this is, of my personal opinion, this is probably in my favorite top 10 performances that I've seen on the show. I mean, I remember I put together.
I'm going to give my honorable mention to two people, Gina and Dalton Harris from X Factor.
That's fair. I mean, Dalton, it's a little bit too fresh in my mind. I don't know. Maybe.
I thought he sang it excellently.
All right. Well, let's keep it going. Eric, what is the next song we're going to talk about?
Let's see. Screw it. I Have Nothing. Let's get it out of the way.
I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston. Oh my gosh. When I was thinking of the most overdone songs, this was probably the second or third that came to my mind.
This was the first on your list, actually.
This was the first one that
you sent me.
Why is this song still performed? It's just been so. Tell me what you think about it, Eric. While I pull up the graphics about it.
Graphics?
Well, not the graphics. The how many times it's been performed.
Okay. I'm like, wait, we have production and graphics now?
I wish.
I'm working on that. We'll talk about Idol next season. So this song, my thing is this one. I feel the same way about this one that I feel about the one. Which one was it? I Will Always Love You. Because if you sing the song normally, you're not going to be on my list. If you do the standard dun 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 arrangement, you rule yourself out. And because of that, Dalton Harris wins.
I think this is the most of the night so far. I Have Nothing has been covered 10 times.
There we go.
On American Idol.
It's our champion.
That's nuts. Why is any song being performed this many times?
Okay. Who's your favorite?
Jeff? It's just the dun dun. It's like, for me, I put down, I don't know if you're familiar, Tessa and Chin on The Voice.
She's doing it well, but I like Dalton's better because he changed the arrangement at least a bit.
I really like this performance. I remember watching this live, and it was between Tessa and Chin and Jackie Lee, which this is actually my favorite season of The Voice. I think
Jackie Lee deserved to win.
Jackie Lee did deserve. Wait a minute. I think she performed, and I am telling you, I'm not going. Actually,
yes, she did.
Wow, we didn't mention
it. Wasn't her best performance though.
It wasn't her best performance. Which was it? I Put a Spell on You.
That was
probably This is probably her best. But for I Have Nothing, Tessa and Chin, that season just was so full of good talent. That is like the epitome of The Voice. Like everything else since then has kind of never been able to live up. Even going back all the way back to the auditions, like Holly Henry, Caroline Pennell, like Kat Robichaud. I could probably name all the people on the list who've made it really far in that season. And Tessa, I would have preferred Jackie as the winner, but she's a worthy representative of the season as the winner. I think she sang this.
Well, it doesn't matter because no one remembers any of it anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like these, James Wolpert, Matthew Schuler, these people are just gone. No one remembers them. And that season, I want to see some of them show up on Idol. I want Jackie Lee on Idol, Eric.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind it. I also remember Holly Henry, who I absolutely loved, and ironically enough, actually performed "Creep," and that was what sent her home. Oh God, I'm gonna get a PTSD. But anyway, for my honorable mention, I do want to give a shout out to Gabby Barrett, performing it on American Idol. You're smiling, Eric. What did you think about it?
I thought it was good, but honestly, it was the standard dun 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 dun. And whenever you sing it that way, you rule yourself out for me.
Gabby, I'll be honest. This might be a little bit of a shock, but I've actually been going back and rewatching a lot of the old Idol performances actually kind of was loving like quite a few of Gabby's performances. I feel like even during the season, we maybe weren't giving her as much credit as she maybe deserved for
You
some of
weren't
them.
giving her as much credit as she deserved.
For me, I love when she did Red Wagon, Little Red Wagon, Last Name, this song. And
how come
also,
you don't call me anymore?
That was the one I was saying, the Prince song, which I still think maybe was probably in the top 3 performances of the season. Do you think?
I would agree. I think it was.
I feel like we kind of. I went back also to rewatch our old recaps of American Idol, and I just feel like we didn't give that performance the credit it deserves, maybe a little bit. Maybe because we were so gung ho on Maddie, or maybe that's just my fault. So
you were gung ho on Maddie.
I can be a little biased.
Don't drag me into this.
I can be a little biased, I will admit, but I have nothing. A+. All right, so it's my turn, is it, Eric?
Yes, it is. Dalton won for me, so let's keep going.
All right, let's talk about a song that I really enjoy still. I like to listen to. It is Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. This song has been performed. Let me see.
It's probably near the top.
Let's see. There it is. It has been performed. Whoa, on American Idol, it's only been performed 4 times.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on X Factor, add at least 4 or 5 times to that.
It's pretty.
Simon Cowell owns the rights to this song, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Really.
Does he own the rights to any other songs?
I don't know, but this one he does. And it was actually. So I'm going to talk about this one first. Alexander Burke, who won X Factor season 5 the year before I watched. This one is technically breaking the rule. I didn't see it live, so I can't really judge it, but I don't care.
Well, I broke the rules for Norman Gentle, and I'm going to break it one more time.
I'm going to break it for this. So Alexandra was a really, really strong singer. This was her winning single. It was really, really good when she sang it. Even the second time when she was sobbing for the whole thing, she sounded really great on it. So
that's your pick, or is that your honorable mention?
It's my pick. And honestly, the thing is, it's probably my all-time favorite winning moment because Alexandra just burst into tears, mouth open, could not speak, could not say anything. Dermot has to get her tissues that says, "Hi, honey, I know this is going to be hard for you." It was just so great.
I'm just trying to think off the top of my head from other shows. I believe Carly Rose Sonenclair.
Not even close.
No, who performed the song? Just
I know. I'm just comparing them as you go.
I feel like it's just been performed over and over, but I can't think of any names.
Josh Krajic.
Who is he?
Season 1 runner-up.
I only started watching X Factor for CC Fry.
Oh my god.
Anyway, for me, I'm going to give my winner of Hallelujah to Matthew Schuler. Same season of The Voice as Cezanne Chin. Eric, have you heard this performance?
I have. My brother was obsessed with Matthew Schuler for a bit. I don't know why. He was good.
Matthew Schuler is one of those contestants, like everyone else from that season of The Voice, that's just kind of disappeared. And he was really good.
He was really good.
Like really good. Like not just really good.
Whoever gets promoted for anything.
Like I feel like on American Idol he could maybe win. Do you think I'm going too far there?
Not necessarily. I mean, a lot of people on The Voice are really talented, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I can't even talk about The Voice because it's just going to get me angry. But Matthew is phenomenal. This was incredible. Like he kind of did things with it. Like when people take the song, they kind of think we got to go big, we got to go grand. He kind of took it and he kind of made it softer, made it almost like a lullaby, kind of like a little bit like in that kind of vein where it's kind of like a softer, like he's not going to belt it out. He's going to kind of just.
Alexandra belted it out, but she sang the hell out of it.
So for me, yeah, that's kind of a performance I just can't not give the win to because it's
okay.
But I do want to give an honorable mention to Lead Wise from season 9 of American Idol. which this was probably back then, like when I was 15 years old watching this for the first time. I thought that was the best performance like ever. It was the first time I had ever watched any of these shows, and for a while,
Simon they brought all the stops.
Yeah, I was like, this is the best thing ever. Like, this is probably like, I don't know who came on the season before, but this probably is better than all of them.
Blasphemy.
Little did I know. Anyway, do you have any final thoughts on Hallelujah? Do you think it should be removed from the list?
Yeah,
it should be done.
It's done. This one's done.
All right.
It should have been removed right after Alexandra thing, honestly.
Yeah, Matthew Schuler. He did it better.
Did you watch Alexandra?
No.
So you don't know that.
All right. Let's move on to the next song. And which one do you want to talk about, Eric?
Dance with My Father.
Oh. This is one of those songs that I don't even know what to make of it, Eric, honestly. It's kind of like trying to get people to cry. Like, it's kind of like the song where you're going full on the motions. And I feel like maybe it's a bit of a cheap shot, in my opinion, a little bit. Like, you can't sing this
song.
Who
for you?
What?
Who did this one best?
So, Dance with My Father. I'm trying to look on my list. I wrote down another winner, Jessica Sanchez, I think, did the best with this song.
And this one, I agree with you.
I mean,
but by default.
Going back, I'm just saying, Jessica Sanchez did a lot of Overdone songs.
Her and Dalton had a lot of numbers on this list. Yeah.
Yeah. But, she kind of wins by default for me. I don't even have any honorable mentions.
Never do I.
Because it was kind of just...
I mean, Joe McElderry did it well on X Factor, but whatever.
Like I said, I feel like it's a bit of a cheap shot. Like, I feel like...
It's an awful song. I never need to hear it again.
Because, first of all, like, when you're doing the song, it's probably going along with an intro package, like sharing a very, very horrible story, like about something really bad that happened. And then you come up with, like, you can't critique something like that after, like, someone bears their soul for, like, this story about something bad that happened. And then they perform the song. Like, if I'm a judge and someone does that, I would be like, what do you even say to that, Eric?
I don't know. Let's get to the last four.
All
Two
right.
of which for me are by the same person.
All right, let's talk about one song that I think we are going to very, very soundly be in agreement on the winner. And that is The House of the Rising Sun by the Animals. And it's got to be Haley, right? There's no doubt it's got to be Haley, right?
I'm trying to make a joke about who someone ever went Haley, but no, I can't. No, Haley wins this one hands down.
Hands down. This was probably the performance of season 10 of American Idol.
I would agree.
Am I correct, Eric?
I'd say I have nothing as close, but yeah, yeah.
This is just like vintage Haley. Like, this is one of those songs that I can't not like when I think about this song and I remember this performance, I have to like go right ahead and rewatch it, because this is just, she did something. Like, she starts a cappella, which, by the way, I think is absolutely like how this song should be sung. I would almost maybe even do the entire thing a cappella, but it kind of has that like a campfire aspect to it, like being around a campfire and just one person kind of like singing into the woods with like the magic that kind of like
I see
a campfire kind of brings.
I would use a different metaphor. Honestly, Haley sang the hell out of it, like she did most of her idol performances. Here's my thing: she totally deserved to be in the top two at least. I was a James Durbin fan. I still am a James Durbin fan. But between the two of them, they should have been the top two.
This was the second season of American Idol I watched, and I'll be honest, that season, I actually really didn't like Haley. Like, on principle, I was really pro Pia, and Casey were my two favorites, and then James was the third.
Pia was good.
No, but
Haley
then
and James Durbin were the best.
But then I was like a little kid, so I was watching this, and when Haley would just beat all of them, I would just get more angrier. I'd be like, why is she here and Pia isn't here? Why is she here and Kate? But like, from an adult's lens, I realized how utterly stupid I was, because Haley is absolutely she's incredible, and it's amazing that she
You're
lost.
almost as stupid as J-Lo was.
Not only that, on that matter, since you're bringing up the witch, on season, what was it, with Adam, the other guy who looked like some celebrity. Oh my God, he wore a headband. Adam Lasher, season, with, oh my gosh, I forgot. I think it was Trent Harmon, yeah, where they brought back the
when J-Lo said, "I thought Hillary was gonna win."
What the bullshit! I call bullshit.
That's why you're so mean to her, because you thought she was gonna win. You didn't want her to.
No, I was just, as a kid, I was bitter because she beat out Pia, James, and Casey. But I just remember watching that when she's like, "Oh, I remember Haley. We thought she was gonna win." I was like, "Lies, you liar!
You lying liar who tells lies.
You lying liar! How could she say that? She was so hard on her that season.
Only on her. That was the excruciating part. Only on her.
And she loved Scotty. Scotty is great, but Haley, like the
Scotty's
arc.
great in my view.
I actually think I voted for Lauren that season.
I voted for James Durbin for week 4 for top 4. But when James got cut, I voted for Haley, and when she got cut, I voted for Lauren. And then I never got what I wanted.
Haley, I feel like Haley, had she won, probably would have been remembered as one of the best Idol winners, like of the arc of their competition.
But now she's remembered. At least now she's remembered for the best come from behind contestant I've ever seen.
I just remember, I think Nigel Lithgow said she was his favorite contestant of like the season. He
didn't say that.
I think he did. There was like one point, maybe it was an interview where he said she's now.
He was
no, like it was. I think it was like top 4 week, like after she did this song, actually, "The House of the Rising Sun," and he said,
"Bullshit." I'm sorry. He told all the judges to bus her.
I don't know. How did she end up losing? Like, what? Where did she go wrong anyway?
J-Lo hated her every single performance, and they wanted the all-teen, all-country finale.
So unfair.
Yes, it was. Let's talk about the next one from Haley.
Eric, let's hear it.
Rolling in the Deep.
Rolling in the Deep. Rolling in the Deep was basically, I feel like 5 years ago, maybe even a little more, was basically the This Is Me from The Greatest Showman version. Like, it was everywhere. Every show was being done on. It was being covered on American Idol, The Voice, The X Factor. All these shows were doing it. And I kind of still like this song. It kind of like disappeared as quickly as it came. Like, I remember I was in the mall like only a few weeks ago and this song came on and I was like, wait a minute, where's this song been? Like it was so overdone and then just kind of vanished. And do you like it, Eric?
Yeah. It's a good song. I like Adele a lot. It's a good song.
I mean, let's talk about Haley's performance because in my opinion,
number one?
Yeah, she is my number one pick. Another win from Haley. Like, this is just another A+ performance from her because I just remember hating this as a kid. Like, this is so funny because I remember like just hating everything about her. But now, like that I've rewatched it, she's really good. Eric. Yeah. That's all I can really say. For a performance, I like that she kind of started it slow. It was like jazzy a little bit.
Yeah.
Which was a flip that not often done on these shows where people don't usually take the songs to jazz. Did you kind of like that flip?
I liked it. I liked the performance. I mean, it wasn't my favorite Haley performance, but it wasn't my least favorite one ever. So,
yeah, not a lot to say really about this. I'm trying to think, how many times was it performed actually? I remember Quentin did it, right, Eric?
I don't know.
Let me just see how many times.
I don't think it's been done that many times.
We'll come back to it. Wait, River Deep. I can't even find it. Oh, there it is. Rolling in the Deep. It's been performed 4 times. Oh, Holly Kavanaugh. I remember did it. Holly, Gina Irene. Ooh, I forgot Gina Irene's version. That was actually really cool. Do you remember that?
I do. Haley's was better.
It kind of was like fireworks, Gina Irene's. It's funny. Holly Kavanaugh actually got the number 1 spot. She had an 82%. Do you remember Holly? Were you a fan?
Yeah, I remember her.
I was a huge fan of
Vaguely.
hers. She was
I
one of
know.
the first contestants that I remember ever being like super invested in.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to we have two performances left. Am I correct? Two
Two
performances?
left.
All right, so I'm going to talk about Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me by Elton John. This is a song that's kind of it was more overdone kind of in the older days of Idol. It's not so much now. But it's still a pretty good song. For me, I gave the winner pick to Pia Toscano, another one of the Idol greats.
I don't remember her singing this at all.
She did perform it, and
I'm sure she
it was
did.
really good.
I'm sure it was. For me, it's Joe McElderry.
Who is that? Tell me about the
He won
performance.
X Factor season 6. He did not. I don't think he deserved to win that year, but he still had a couple of great performances. He actually sang this one with George Michael, and it was excellent.
This song has been performed 7 times by Justin Guarini, Clay Aiken,
Guarini.
Jasmine. How do you pronounce it?
Justin Guarini from season 1.
How did I say it?
I don't even know how you said it.
Justin Guarini? I don't even know. Justin Guarini, Clay Aiken, Jasmine Trias, Bo Bice, David Archuleta, Jorge Nunez, and Pia Toscano. I like Pia's version. I think this was the week when the judges were kind of really starting to rag on her, like, why are you doing so many ballads? And do you remember Pia on the show, Eric?
Vaguely.
How did she go home? I still can't. Like, that has been the most shocking elimination of the entire everything,
Nope.
in my opinion. No? Who do you think was the most shocking elimination?
Ella Henderson from X Factor, for me, is number 1 most shocking elimination.
I don't know. I remember watching like 1 or 2 of Ella's performance, but
It was only shocking because James was in the bottom 2 with her.
do you think Ella could have bounced back?
I think whoever survived that bottom 2 is going to win the show.
Do you think, like, could Ella have won? Well,
I
know
think
James
so.
won, but do you think?
I think she could have if she survived the bottom 2.
All right. I also do just want to give a shout out to Clay Aiken's version of this song, season 2. This is one of those few performances that I've really gone back and watched, and it was really good. It was actually a wild card performance, if I'm correct. Am I right, Eric?
I think maybe.
Were you watching the show back then in season 2?
No, not really.
When did you kind of start watching?
Season 7 was when I started getting really invested.
Have you watched this performance?
Yeah, I watched it, I think.
Really good performance. I mean, this song, it's been
Clay
done
was great.
7 times. Our winner so far is still I Have Nothing. But I want to ask Eric, should this song be retired, or do you think it still has some life in it?
This one hasn't been performed in a while, so it can be performed again.
Yeah, the last time was
rested.
season 10. That's
bring it
a
back.
long time. So yeah, I agree. I'm cool with this song. All right, Eric, the final song of the night that we are going to talk about. Which one is it?
I Believe I Can Fly.
Oh my God, it's this song.
They saved the one for last.
I think that of all the songs, this is the worst one.
I'm not going to disagree. I hate the song with a passion, but there's only one person I've heard sing it that I didn't hate, and that's Louisa.
I can't even. I'm just looking. It's been performed actually only 5 times. No one got over a 60% on What Not to
Who's
Sing.
singing on Idol?
Anwar Robinson, Catherine McPhee, Aaron Kelly, Jacob Lusk, and Curtis Finch Jr.
Those last 2 names are like daggers in the soul.
I have not heard those names in like. I just remember the woman from Titanic. Like, it's been 84 years. Like, that's. Do you remember Curtis? That season was.
All I remember was Curtis's attitude.
That season was one of the worst seasons with the best winner. Like, that's.
No, it was a great top 5 that year.
I was so mad that Janelle Arthur went home in 5th.
Whatever.
I didn't like. I really didn't like Ember that season.
I didn't like Angie. Shoot me.
Did she change her name? Isn't there a story where like she's not Angie Miller anymore? Wait, you hate Angie? What? Heresy.
Okay.
Wait, I believe she like changed her name to like some bizarre like.
Zaylin, I think it was, or whatever it was.
Do we know what happened to her? Did she just disappear also?
Yeah. Okay, let me talk about Louise's version. The
All
fact
right.
that I didn't mind listening to her sing it, despite how much I hate the song, is a very good sign. And I'm still really mad that Louise's career hasn't taken off, by the way.
Did she win 2 years ago?
She won back in 2015.
I actually remember that name. I remember her doing one. What were her best performances on that season?
Let It Go, Man's World.
She did Let It Go. Like
No, not that one. A different one.
oh,
Different song with the same name. It's Man's World was her biggest performance.
For this song, I can't listen to this. Like this song is just this is the cheesiest of cheesy songs that like was ever cheesed. I mean, I wrote down I have a winner, but for my honorable mentions, I just wrote none. Retire the song forever, please, and lock away the key.
Yeah,
because I can't take people seriously who are doing this song.
Okay, who's your winner?
This is another case of there's got to be a winner. I put Jacob Lusk. I mean, what do you do? Like this, no one did it well. Like I was looking on.
Did.
I didn't watch Louisa, so I watched American
Melanie
Idol.
Amaro was passable-ish.
I didn't watch Melanie Amaro. I started season 2 of the X Factor.
Yeah, you were pretty much out of luck with it.
I mean, there was no choice. It was between him, Curtis, and Aaron Kelly. Like,
of those 3 names, Aaron Kelly is the least offensive to
there was actually
haters.
one more that I'm going to say this name. I'm going to really doubt you remember him. Tim Olstad?
Yes, I do remember him.
I was watching his performance, and there's this weird half-naked girl like dancing and writhing on the floor.
Tim Olsen. I never got his name right.
I went and rewatched his performance going, what's going... No, wait, was that... Wait, I might actually be wrong. That might have been for Take a Look at Me Now, where there was the half-naked
It was
girl,
against all odds of that one.
It was against all odds.
With random people dancing in the background.
What place did he come in? I remember he was eliminated, and then they brought him back for some reason.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That whole season was a mess. Paulina was probably the worst judge I've ever seen in any of the shows.
Did she say, like, for one of her contestants, like, she introduced him as Oily Nose?
No, that wasn't her worst. Her worst part was when she introduced the wrong contestant. When she's introducing someone on the bottom 2, she said, this person is bad. This person, is... She introduced Carlito when supposed to be introducing Josh. Or whatever it was.
I don't remember anyone.
She literally picked the wrong name.
Did she just have, like, a confused moment?
She's had several confused moments. I don't know what she was on.
Who is she? Like, where did she come from?
She came from Simon Cowell's inner hopes of recreating Shakira on The Voice.
Did it work?
No, it did not work. Nothing about X Factor USA worked.
I just remember, like, there's a X Factor history book, and every now and then, like, Simon Cowell, he sits down in front of a fire, like, his son Eric is playing somewhere, and he dusts off the book, he opens it, and there's a picture of Paulina, of the judge, and he just is like, what a mistake, and he just turns the page.
No, the X Factor history book for the US version has been burned at the stake.
It's got CeCe Fry in it. It's got some good chapters in Fifth Harmony, and that's about it. And Alex and Sierra, but the page is ripped in half for them.
Yep. Okay.
And
on that sad note,
those are actually our performances. Those are our 15 most overdone songs.
Do you still want to talk about Against All Odds for yourself or no?
If we're going to talk about it, there's only one performance to talk about it, and it's not good.
Okay.
That was Paige Miles.
Okay.
Good times.
It was actually a winning single for a first season of X Factor UK.
I had fun. I mean, I enjoyed. I remember watching that performance live going, what? My head was like this. It was like, huh? What happens, Paige Miles? Have we heard from her? Has she, like, so many of these people have just kind of vanished, and we've never, like, I want some of these people to make a comeback. I would love for, like, Paige Miles on The Voice. Could be fun.
Okay.
And like I said, that's kind of our episode. Eric, what do you think our viewers should take from this list? For people who are looking at this list, what do you want them to take from it?
Depends on which viewer we're talking about. Audience member, I'd say even the worst songs can be done well sometimes. Even most overdone songs can be done well. For if you're a contestant, future contestant, I'd say steer clear of everything on this list.
Except for Creep.
You can make exceptions if you want, but in general, steer clear of everything on this list.
Yeah, my point I was actually going to make was what Eric said, is that even the most overdone songs can still be done well, but you shouldn't do them. They're overdone for a reason. It's because if you do it, you're just going to be compared to one of the other 10 performances that it's been done on these shows.
Between 4 and 10 performances on Idol alone of the same song.
Yeah, if I could give any advice, people going on American Idol, it's Hollywood Week right now. Go on What Not to Sing before you pick a song. Just see look
up how things have been done before.
Do some research.
With these judges, since they're the same judges as last year, if the song has been sung last year and the judges hated it with a certain arrangement, don't do the same thing.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a game. Like, raw talent can get you far, but there is strategy to the American Idol game, I believe, and I think that if played well, you can make the game easier for yourself. And on that note, I want to say I am Adam Samuel. I run my 2 websites, Adam's Soapbox and Adam's TV Blog. You can find me on Twitter at Adam's Soapbox. And where can we find you, Eric?
EricAscher.com, Eric_Ascher on Twitter, YouTube.com/EricAscher01. And obviously, find the podcast on iTunes. Made it simpler to search for. So it's Adam's TV Podcast now. No space audio only anymore. So you can find us on iTunes. Be sure to rate, subscribe, share the link with your friends. Share the link. If you don't like us, share the link with people you don't like. Just share
I do actually want to mention at this point that we are going to be taking a little bit of a break. Adam's TV Podcast is going to be going on for our Big Brother viewers a hiatus. Eric does not understand that, but that is how JC said hiatus. But we are going to be coming back in the beginning of January to start recapping the America's Got Talent, the champions. Pretty exciting stuff, Eric, right?
Yep. And we'll probably do maybe an episode early January with a recap of 2018's best moments.
Yes, that actually is a good idea. I do like the idea of kind of talking about the best performances of the year, kind of on the show. And do you have any final thoughts, Eric, before we wrap this up?
Not really, but thanks. This has been a great year. I've enjoyed doing this. I've always blathered about these shows to anyone who would listen, so now I'm actually doing it semi-professionally. It's fun. So
yes, I just want to say, Eric, it's been a good year. We started the podcast in February. I was close. No,
late February, early March.
Yeah, we did. We did before American Idol started. We did 2 podcasts, I think, at that time. So yeah, this was a good year. 63 subscribers. This has exceeded my expectations. We had Katie Turner on. This was a good year, and I want to say thank you for helping with this entire time. This is fun, and hopefully we got some more good stuff coming next year.
Yep.
All right. And on that note, I want to say to our viewers, I hope you enjoy the holidays. Don't eat too much food over Christmas, but have fun spending time with your family and enjoy. Until then, next time. Peace.